Video 2 of the day, Divinity Virtue. So, welcome back. Honestly, I said in my last video that I was going to talk about the people you should trust and be weary about is probably your friends and family. And the reason I say this is when I look at myself, on one hand, I could probably name how many true, genuine friends I've had. And on that same hand, all but maybe one has pretty much done something shady or damaged the relationship. So my best friend back in the day, um, we started out hating each other, and then you're young, and parents make you get along, and then you eventually grow into a friendship, and it built up into like a 20-25 year friendship. When my first um, true love that I was living with ended, I decided to take all my money and travel the world. And at that time, he goes, "Hey man, like my vehicle just broke down. I'm having a baby. Like I know you can't help me, but is there anything you can help me with?" And I had a vehicle at that time, and it was a fully loaded freestyle, uh, freestyle, I think. And he, I said, sure, you know what? Like, make the payments on the vehicle. It's yours. Pay for the gas, insurance, yada yada yada. It'll be something that would just help you out, helps me out. He, him and his wife eventually didn't make payments on the vehicle. It got impounded in auction, and it was all because of his wife. And even though he could have said sorry, he could have paid me the money he owed me. It's been 10 years. Our friendship was ruined over a vehicle. Um, when I can tell you, like, my family, my real dad was never in my life. He was just a dirtbag. Every addiction, every possibility, that's who he could be, he was. And I can remember he was still alive, and I was with my ex girlfriend, but she was my girlfriend at the time. And my aunt had just been murdered. Yeah, drug game, you know, death or jail. That's pretty much where it goes. So she got murdered, and I came back, and I remember in my dream, my aunt came to me, and she gave me a kiss on the forehead, and she goes, "Don't trust your dad or trust your ex." And I was just like, "Whoa, how come?" She goes, "They're not in your life for good whatsoever. They don't want anything good for you." And sure enough, like, even though my dad was around for my sister, um, different upbringing. She came through the party lifestyle, thought it was fun, did the jazz. She has a record. Now she's living a little bit of a harder life, but she has a family. So maybe that's her life path is she's going to get the family first, but now she's going to have to work for everything harder in the end. Whereas I saw everything from the other side going, hey, school and sports are safe. So I should go to do those things. And I have no criminal record. I've had to work hard. I've made lots of money, travel the world, but I don't have a family or kids. So I guess those were the trade offs of our lives. I can also tell you, like, just like even people who like my uncle, he um he means well, but the way he was brought up, he has this mentality that everyone's hurt him, and I'm going, sure, that's a fair response to how you're feeling, but everyone's been hurt. I can't tell you a time in this world when it hasn't been one culture versus another culture, one race versus another race, one color versus another color, one community versus another community. Everyone got segregated, and I don't understand why. Because at the end of the day, okay, maybe it was the colonization of trying to make everyone think the same way. Maybe maybe that was the problem. I don't know. At the end of the day, every country has their own technology. Every country knows how to do things better than some other country. But if we just shared and said like, hey, this was what works for us. Why don't we show you how to do it? Imagine that. The world would actually be a better place. But then I can also tell you like friends and family, they're going to be the ones that are going to shaft you before anyone else. I can tell you, I got enemies. I got lots of enemies. Difference is I walk with those enemies. They're more loyal to me than I've ever imagined. And I'm thinking, hmm, enemies are good to have because you know what? At least when they stab you in the back, you know where it's coming from. It's not hidden. It's right there. But friends and family will stab you in the back before anyone. And you know, I still keep going on with like things like even my grandma. So I'm helping out my grandma. I pay for everything, take care of her house. It's cost me a lot, especially when I don't have a job this year. Like I'm taking on more debt than I should be. That's fine. I'll help. But then at the end of the point of the stage, she doesn't take out her recycling, her garbage. She doesn't clean her house. She doesn't mow her yard. She doesn't do her walks. She doesn't clean her bathroom. We eat two different diets. I eat fruits and vegetables. She eats processed TV dinners and chips. But then at the end of the day, she still expects me to take care of her. And I'm thinking, you gotta do something. Like you got 2 feet, you got five senses, or whatever however it goes. I don't know the exact same sight, smell, hearing, taste, feel, touch. I don't know, whatever they are. But yeah, y- I keep telling them, I'm like, yo, you guys took advantage of me. Whether you guys believe it or not, I don't come from this family. I don't. I look at this family and I go, everything you guys have done, I'm going to do opposite. I'm going to walk the opposite way. I don't think I was part of this family. I think I chose this family to learn all the things not to do so that I could be a better version for my future generations. And, you know, I, I've done a lot of bad things. I have. So I get why people have done bad things to me because I've done bad things to them. Like I was a fat kid my entire life. I got made fun of my entire life. Um, yeah, it is what it is. Honestly, and like here's another thing. What about teachers? Teachers are supposed to be like the ones that are supposed to like mold you, make you a better person. And I can tell you, I grew up. I had one teacher who was a gym teacher. Man, I think I was in the principal's office more than I was in gym class. And it would be whatever I was wearing or whatever I said. But then it was all right for her to casually not wear a bra and have her top hang out and exposed to everyone. But that's okay. I can tell you, I went to university and I'm going to throw this teacher under the bus because you know what? Gotta get out there, whether you believe it or not. University of Lethbridge. We're going to call him managerial accounting teacher. I'm not going to say his name, but everyone knows him as Satan. And in his class, he makes you study. He makes you study hard. I have no problem studying. But when one class takes you 40 to 60 hours a week just to study in, that's a lot, especially when you got four other classes that are just as much of a heavy workload. And I can remember this, and I'll be honest with the story. Everyone was using Chegg, which was like it would give you help to answers or questions that were in like the test banks and stuff like that. And I didn't know about this until later on in my university career. But as I was in his class, I said, "Man, I wish I could be like everyone else and cheat. If I knew how, I would." And that little email, because I wrote that in the email, he came back with just verbiage. And then he sent it off to the vice dean of the university or the vice president, whoever it was. I know who it was, but vice president. And it was funny because I go, okay, so you're going to throw me under the bus. But you know what he said to me? His exact word, Dustin, you are a effing DICK going nowhere in life. Straight to my face. And I'm thinking, you know what? How dare you call me out like that? You make what, $250,000 a year and you teach four classes, and your goal is to make sure that students either get a C or fail, and then you want to call me a effing going nowhere in life? Yo, I got ego. I got bad ego. I'm going to tell you, karma will get him. Karma will get him. I'll guarantee it. Karma will get him. But like I said, be careful about your friends and family. They all have alternative motives. Um, it's not everyone. It's just that everyone thinks that they know how life works, but everyone goes through their own problems, their own issues, and you do have to figure out who you trust. And honestly, like I said, make it sure it's a small circle. It sounds so bad, but it's like true friends are like diamonds, precious but rare. False friends are like autumn leaves, found everywhere. So at the end of the day, don't worry what everyone thinks. Make sure the people who have your back are willing to have your back forever. Um, yeah, I can tell you right now that the people that are coming in my life who've seen me go through this awakening, who've been by my side, I'm gonna give you the entire world. I see a bug on my shoulder. You must be happy. Anyways, I just want to let you guys all know, like just kind of be careful around who you trust and everything. Because even with my mom, she's young. She was young. She was a young mom. She focused on money and trying to get ahead and pay for me and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you, stories I have with her, the triggers I have with her. She's not perfect. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna have to forgive everything that she's ever done wrong to me, or every situation that she ever put me in. And it's not because I'm forgiving her. It's because I have to forgive myself. Because at the end of the day, whatever happened at that time, she had to make a decision, left or right. Whoever she left me with, she had to make that decision. Um, Going to school, I can tell you, we moved houses every 2 years, which means every 2 years I had to go to a brand new school, meet new people. I'm going to tell you that's hard when you're a kid trying to meet new people every 2 years, because then it's like you don't know how people act, you don't know their personalities, what you can say. I got in trouble every 2 years. Come home, get grounded. It is what it is. I I I don't know. Honestly, my mom may think that she was there for me. I don't really think she was. But we all have our own parental issues, and everyone says they'll be a better parent, and then when it goes down the line, your kids will hate you, yada yada yada, and you'll go, "But I did my best. I love you." It is, you know. I just gotta forgive everyone. I can't forget, but I can forgive everyone, and that's just for my own inner peace. I think you need to have solitude, compassion for yourself, and realize that even if you walk this journey alone, it's better to walk alone knowing that you don't have to be anyone that you're not. So, I don't know. That being said, um, gotta take your losses before you become the boss. God bless. Try to be 1% better. Let's help each other out. Let's see what happens here. DivinityVirtue.com. And yeah, let's have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Goodbye.